Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 477 of Spittin' Chicklets, presented by Pink Whitney and New Amsterdam Vodka, Barstool Sports Podcast family. No, I'm just kidding, guys. You're not actually listening to Spittin' Chicklets here. This is the Anaheim Ducks franchise mode, and we are at the 2028 draft. Seems so far in the future already. And we were looking to make trade our first for to the LA Kings. We made it to the second round of the playoffs. We did pretty well. But yeah, we're looking to make a move now rather than making some draft picks. This was looking like a pretty weak draft, so um, if we can get a good defenseman, we have 8 million in space for next season. So, Matt Roy, he will still have 3 mil. So Kulich might be able to sign. Stamkos maybe we can bring back even too. But this will boost our defense. Because then Chikrin, we can bump down and kind of shelter because he got injured this year and he wasn't that good in the playoffs. Or I think he got injured in playoffs and he was good, but he was injured. So just improve this. He can play with Zellweger probably on the second pairing there, or even Minchikov on the first. And then forward wise, that's what we look like. Kulich and Stamkos might not be here. McTavish we might give another chance, and then if he doesn't do well again, then yeah. So we will look at our first here, and then I guess goaltending wise, let's just look at that again. It's been a while for me since I looked here. So we gave Klang the extension, but Clara, he might just be qualified. Not too worried about that. So first, what's the value like there? Pretty close. I'm trying to look at, it looks like it would go through cap-wise. So he was a first pairing guy. They were playing him first pairing on everything. So getting lots of minutes, like a defensive guy. And the Kings, they were bad again this year. So this was a good season for them this year. Yeah, kind of hard to tell how he's been, but so first for a first pairing defenseman. Let's just see if that goes through. No. So is there draft picks that we want to add to it, or is there prospects that would be better? This guy's kind of 61-19. He's kind of the guy we want to get going. Wasn't he like a 60 when we drafted him? Like we could add this guy, but he's not realistically actually good. Might as well, we're not going to re-sign him. Not really thinking that adds value though. Not really any prospects. We're kind of like, maybe Tarnqvist. I still think he could probably be something for us. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then one of these guys was our scratch because we're so close to the cap. So since he plays both sides, he could be, even if he's like a really good scratch for us. We might run out of time here. Yeah. Nashville gets a power forward. There's been a power forward to go first overall the back-to-back years. They got a lot of cap space. So, we got both these guys. I really like Leach. His shot's good. I don't know if he shoots enough to really use it. He was 3 overalls higher before, and he's a power forward, so. Hemming, I mean, that's more value than we need to give up, but he might be like a guy we look to move. Like we could trade Hemming and then get like a third and a fifth back or something like that. What about a former third? Pastujov? I think he played in the NHL. A sniper, a former third? Maybe add him. Do we have anybody else? Like, I think that should be enough. Like, realistically, that's a trade that we can make. What's this Sulzer guy? Grinder. Yeah, all these guys I like. Like, this guy, he was like an 80 at one point, so it's like they go down at the end of the season. Forwards, I don't really think there's any guys we need to move. We might want to draft some forwards this draft. So, this is really the only guy that oh, for some reason now we're over the cap. That's fun. Can we add in a guy that we don't think we're going to bring back? Is there anybody that fits that? Lacombe, I don't think he wanted an extension. He's a two-way, I don't even know if that'll work. Yeah. Can we add a one-way? There's no one-ways down here. McBain. No. That's kind of stupid. Just get them to retain. That might make them be like, oh no, we're retaining. We're not gonna let it go through. I'll try that. No. What if we'll give him Hemming, because I don't know if I'll use him. Because if we look at our forwards, like top 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, Kucherov will be gone. So like 6. But then we still have Kulich we could sign. Pastujov's over offensive. Savoy is. Ludwig is there too. And like the way Hemming's built, he's not really... We're gonna run out of time again here. His shot isn't good enough rather than this guy's shot. He just has to get offensive. Let's go like this. And we might run out of time here. We'll just see if we can quickly add a third. We're gonna run out of time. Nope. Just go through like that. Nope. This is gonna be really annoying, isn't it? A third, even. Oh god. How come if we get them to retain, are they saying for next year? Because that's not true either. And now it goes through. Like, that's, it can't be the guys that, because the prospects I added weren't even signed. We love EA, don't we? With their great system. Anaheim would be over. How does that even make any sense? Like, I've actually never had that glitch happen before. I guess we're giving them a pick. You know what? For that, I'm only gonna give you a fourth. No, okay, a third. A third and a fifth. A bit off. A third and a fourth. I actually don't know what guys we're looking at drafting there. Oh, okay. A third, fourth, and a seventh. There we go. Okay, so we bolster our defense for next team. We're getting morale for adding a good defenseman. That took a lot. That was a lot more difficult than it should have been. It's a pretty strong top 6, all elites. Oh yeah, this is what we had. Maybe we should have just traded them our second. 5 years, it's not that important. I like this guy. And then our other picks, we might have to trade up if we want this guy. Where are all our picks now? Because we have a second, a fifth, and a sixth, I think. So 147 to 179. So if we trade back to get this guy, then we could get this guy with 147. He's not that great. We could trade up, and then how good is this guy? He's 5 years away, but he is 17, so well, at 179, so just move up a few spots. And then trade for a 7th again. That's where I should have looked and maybe not traded our picks from this year. But for some reason it was glitching out. So first of all, let's trade back to about the end of or the start of the third. Would that be? Yeah, we should have just tried to get their third back. Because he was at 71. So 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. We'll see if the Wild want to trade back with us. And then maybe we can grab a pick to get us 111. I might see if there's a team that has closer. Need around like the 105 range or between that. There we go. We could go with that one. We'll go for 100. And then we also want a 7th. If we can get this, trade back, get these picks for the other guys that we want. No, maybe we can risk it with 109. I'd rather get the 100, take him like 11 picks ahead, and then trade them just the prospect that we're gonna trade anyways. This guy. Because he's a sniper. That, so stupid. Is there anybody else that we want to trade? Add this guy. Could even add this guy. Yeah, add this guy because we're not going to sign him. Because, like, normally I'd try to make this realistic, but the game's being stupid, so you know what? I'm done trying to be realistic with an unrealistic game. There we go. There we go. That works pretty well because we traded our picks, but then we traded back and got what we wanted. And we're actually going to draft some guys here. I said we should draft some centers. I didn't look if there are any centers. This guy's a center, and it said he has good face-offs. Good face-offs, good puck protection, good strength, which is all things I like, and he's not even that big. Not a guaranteed power forward, but I'm hoping a good guy who could be like a 4th line center. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And then I think this other elite guy is a center. Probably won't play a center just with how he'll be built. Yeah. And I think we're not going to draft this guy, looking at the picks we got. Another very large project. He's 63 though. So we might have picks to get all those guys. Because this is for, we gotta trade up to get that other guy though. I might just not take that guy and trade down to around, what was he at, 170? I feel like I'm kind of just wasting a bunch of time on this draft that I don't need to, but might as well get the prospects we need, or that we want. So go like 160 something. What's this one? This is after, is it? 161. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So somewhere in here. So if we trade them our 5th and our 6th, because we're not going to make a pick, or we could just trade them our 5th and then make a pick with that 6th anyways. And just say, maybe get a pick from next year. So a late 5th for an early 6th and a 7th from next year. That sounds about right to me. Oh, alright then. What if they want to give us their 7th? Oh. Well, I guess we might as well just pick our guy with the pick that we have. They don't want to give us an extra pick. And he is there. Well, do we want to just pick this guy? Then we don't have to trade up. Yeah, we're not going to trade up. So 17-year-old project. And we'll look at the guy, the 19-year-old that we didn't take. Yeah, that's not really the guy that we need to take. The other guy we can take with our even later pick. See what we got here. Maybe try to look for another center. I mean, we took all centers this draft. 40 points, not bad. Defensive zone, shot blocking. I don't know if that's actually accurate. He's 5'9". He's also a low. That guy interests me more. I don't like any of the lows. What about these guys that we have no info on? 1 goal, 19. 5 points, 18 in the Liga. Yeah, I think that's a guy we should go for. Alright then. I mean, he's a 60 at least, and he's 18. Probably turning 19 soon, that's why that is. And let's take our most likely low elite here. 6'4" from the queue. Yves Boudin. Baudouin? I'd say that's a pretty good draft. We got traded for a good defenseman, and then we can see who we are going to re-sign here. So the exact amount, so it jumps back up to 5 mil, so it's interesting. I don't know why Kulich is still asking for money when he had an off year and he didn't even play all last year, and we did fine without him. Might just trade him this year. It's just like he's almost more valuable to us to just keep in the system for maybe a cheap guy, but he's not that cheap. So Clara is asking for money, and he's only played one season, and he was bad. He was good in the playoffs, but he didn't even start the games. We'll qualify you. You'll finally be the backup. I honestly want to I'll do 1 year backup and then make him a starter. Then this guy probably can back him up the next year. So then that means we need a starter. We might as well just keep these guys, because you'll be our scratch. You'll be our NHL scratch. And you'll be our AHL starter. There's our 6. Lacombe doesn't want to come back. You're not going to come back because he's an offensive defenseman built okay. He has never been a plus even when we're good. Yeah, 2 goals in the playoffs, but nothing else. Jacob Chikrin didn't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 3 extra. We need 1 for the NHL and 2 for the AHL. One of these guys will be our NHL. If we can get them all. I think this guy was the guy he's a 75 now. He played 51 games. 10 points. He wants real money. We could qualify him. Maybe we'll just get him cheap if we qualify him. I don't really want to pay him money because he might not even be in the NHL. Maybe give 3 years to Tarnquist. Noah Warren again. Still keeping him. Had a pretty bad game in the World Juniors there. They lost to Sweden, he did, so. So our top 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. McTavish and Byfield there, like 7. Moore is the 8th on that line. So Stamkos, if not, Byfield, Moore, and then we could just get a winger. Like we could give any of these guys a shot. But, I mean, I think we're just going to qualify you at least. Because you haven't earned any of that money. If he was asking for like 3 million, maybe less. Apparently everybody likes him even though we sat him out. So Stamkos would be $3.15 for a third liner. He put up a lot of points. We might as well bring him back again. I think if we can't sign Kulich by the start of the season, we might just trade him because that's realistic. Like he'd get traded in real life. So we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's our top 9. And then McBain, like Leach I could play there. We don't have very like physical defensive third line unless we have McBain. Oh, Lundestrom's down here, so, and Savoy. Like I guess we gotta count them because they have contracts. So 1, 2, McBain would be 3. I don't know if I want to give other guys a shot. Because he was just a scratch. Which I guess we could sign him to be a scratch. Who is our other line? I think Pastujov was in there last year. Because I don't want to scratch. I guess I could scratch Lundestrom. And play Savoy. He's not a center though. He can't play takes face-offs. Savoy on the wing, Pastujov on the wing, and or even Hemming on the wing. And who can play center? Leach can probably play center. Nope. Ludwig? Gaucher, maybe we want to give him a chance. That could be fun. I think I'll move on from McBain. And then Gaucher. And then that is, we'll just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3 extra. So there's 1 extra in the NHL and 2 in the AHL. So yeah, that makes sense. Just keep everybody. This AHL team is just like a legendary AHL team it's turning into. Because there's just so many guys that could move up to the NHL and we haven't really had the time to give them a shot. I think we offered contracts to everybody. Is there any unsigned guys that we think should get a chance? No, everybody's still low. So we will see if everybody accepts. Stamkos rejected. So it was, we'll give you that. We don't have to re-sign him. These all don't count because they're two ways. They'll just be in the AHL and then they won't count against anything. Stamkos not wanting to resign. Lopina not wanting to resign. Did I not give him that? If he doesn't want it, then I guess he's not coming. 3.5. No, Lopina's done. I'll just give you exactly what you want there. Okay. So Stamkos is in. We have almost 2 million. Kulich, I don't know if he's gonna want to decide, oh, I'll take $2 million and try to win something here, but I guess we will just see. Expiring next year, we have Zegras, because he only got, what did we give him, like 3 or 4 years? He wants a lot of money, but he just came off a career best season. Kucherov at 35. I think he'd probably be worth that if we just extended him now. Yeah, we might as well. Just turning into the Tampa Bay Lightning, keeping Kucherov and Stamkos around for a bunch of time. I mean, who else had it here? They got Killorn here that we started with. And then even like Radko Gudas from Florida came to Anaheim. Chikrin. He might be worth that. He knows that he's not worth too much. He's been in the 3 years we've had him. Finally a plus when we're good, and then he was good in the playoffs. Might give him the chance. Looks like we got lots of money that year. It might get all eaten up because we got Zegras, but that would be the contract there. Kyrou. He was injured last season. He's actually had injury trouble both seasons. He's probably going to ask for money, and he hasn't really proved anything. Like, not crazy anything. Hemming jumped up. So, yeah, we'll sim ahead. We've got Kulich and Clara as RFAs. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem, and we can just deal with that in the at the next season. So yeah, we'll sim ahead, and I'll stop it if anything happens. Okay, so our team's looking quite good now, actually. As you can see, our bottom six, our top six is the same. We're giving McTavish another shot. This might be the last shot, though. And our bottom six with growth, and we're switching it up a little. Hemming, we're just popping him on that third line. Former first, 22, I think it's a good chance. Leach, look at that shot. Hopefully he can shoot enough. I don't know. I guess we can look at shots in the AHL. Yeah, that's not bad. 238 shots. Gaucher, I really like him. His face-offs are really good, and he's physical. He's a former first, yeah. And Moore is down to the third now. And then Roy plays with Zellweger. Chikrin bumps down to that line. These are our scratches now. And goaltending-wise, we got Clara in there. Just signed him at the start of the year. And AHL. So for some reason, it's making that that 19-year-old that's like 72 overall, but a low fringe starter potential. It's making him stay in the queue again, even though usually it's only the year after your draft year. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, this is our AHL. Savoy's now in the AHL. He's still 24 on the last year of that contract. If we need to move money, we can move it, but it's basically nothing in the AHL now. So yeah, that's the AHL. And we will also, before we start here, so we're not able to sign Kulich, so because we have like $1 million in space. So I think both sides are pretty unhappy. Like in real life, you'd see a trade like this. He sat out an entire year again in an off season now. We made the trade for him, but yeah, he's not. Neither of us are happy here, so we're gonna see what people want to offer for him. 2/3, some prospects. I don't know what I'm super interested in. So Montreal's got a bunch of prospects they're offering. Let's look at all these, like 4 Montreal prospects. Might just make the trade. It's kind of like we don't really have value. I can't remember exactly. We gave up like Killorn or something for him from Buffalo to get him. So they're offering all these guys, like these 4. It's basically like pick one of these. I think they offered this guy too. Sniper, 7th overall. Former second, defensive defenseman. Another sniper from the 2nd round. That shot's interesting. Just a really good shot already. For some reason he didn't play. Does he have no durability? I don't know. Former second. Former first. Looks like they haven't been doing a great job of drafting and developing. I'm interested in this guy. We'll do that and just move it. It's kind of like the same guy, like a left winger, sniper. Okay, another thing I want to point out, if you guys skip back, I'm pretty sure Byfield was listed as an 83. And did he go up 4 points because we traded a guy who was unsigned and didn't even play last season? Because like I see Hemming, for some reason, was upset that we traded a guy that I don't know he ever played a game with. And like Leach went down too. I don't know if you ever played a game with Coolidge, but like he was drafted after Coolidge made it to the NHL, and then so this whole like it's I don't know if it's a save file, but it's just been glitchy and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna sim ahead. As you can see there, 140,000 in cap space. So we might just sim straight through the trade deadline as long as we're in a playoff spot, because again this season there's not really any moves we can make. So yeah, let's see how we can do. Okay, so we're into December now, and we had a slow start and just continuing. Like, it's very concerning. Our team looked so good, and we're 10, 15, and 3 in December. So, yeah, we are 9 points out of a playoff spot. I guess we need to look at what's going wrong and make a move, because I figured I'd let it run for like a month more and like until December to see if we can turn it around, and it's just a slow start, because sometimes good teams have slow starts. Looks like we're not putting up points at all. Like our top 6, McTavish is just, I think I'm done with McTavish. At least on the first line there. Put Kucherov on the first line almost. He's not going to be a long-term replacement, but that fourth line is struggling. Stamkos is struggling defensively. Our only good pairing is Minchikov and Drysdale. Zellweger's struggling. Chikrin's just struggling like crazy. Like, it's like I want to make big blow-up moves, but since everybody's sucking. Klang is sucking. I don't think he was good in the regular season last year either. Clara, that's not really something I need to change right now. Let's look at how we compare. So we are 7th in the division. Like, what is that, 6th? 7th last in the league. So, goals for per game, that looks pretty low. Yeah, 3rd last, so we're not scoring. Goals against per game, not horrible, 3.25. 2nd in power play. So our power play is going, but we're not scoring 5-on-5, I guess. 2nd in PK. So we just got to change up our offensive lines. Because goals against per game, let's look exactly where we are here. So this is the top 8 in best, 9, 10. What is this? So this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th. So goals against per game, we're doing, I wouldn't say bad. The only stat that's bad is our goals for per game, which I guess would just be our even strength goals, because our power play's been good. So, McTavish, you're done. Not on the first line anymore. And then do we want to just throw him like straight to the 3rd line? I don't know. We'll just try that. Maybe we'll go to the end of December. I feel like we gotta change up our defense. Well, I think we might want to get a different goalie too. I just remembered. Like, this is, I don't know what. Chikrin's our worst defenseman, but I don't really want to take him out. Minchikov and Roy. Let's try that. And let's take Chikrin out. We're gonna take Chikrin out. I don't know. We extended him too. He might be the guy we trade. Maybe we should just trade him for a goalie. I'm gonna look to see if there's any goalies on the block and then cut to that. Okay, so the big move would be Gustafson. We'd have to move out Chikrin's contract to get that. Maybe even more, have them retain. He has 5 years left at 6.85. This year he's been good. Looks like he's a backup. And he's been, the last 3 years for sure, been good. Like, he's always been over 900. So he's playing like an 87, I would say, almost. He's playing behind Wallstedt, that would make sense. The not as big play would be, I guess Toronto has, they're trying to trade, where's Vanacek playing? Are they like splitting 3 goalies? No, this guy's in the AHL. They have 383s. And I guess they want to bring this guy up. But I was looking at, I guess he does have a contract. I was gonna say, like, but we would have to move money out for him. Because he's been good. But just, I didn't realize that he's actually making money. So, I might feel like making a move for a goalie. See, because we haven't had a high overall goalie. Usually I don't use high overall goalies because usually they're so fluky it doesn't matter. But I don't know. I feel like this maybe might the trade to make right now. Give him Chikrin, who's extended. They want him. Then they'd have to retain like a tiny bit, which they might not like doing. If they have a problem retaining that much, that would be ridiculous. We'd be putting a lot of money into goaltending, so we'd have to be committing to him, or we'd have to unload him. And then that way, our defense gets weaker in a way, but Chikrin, like, look at that. Like, I guess it's only been 28 games, but minus 14. And he was good in the playoffs last season, but it's like I just want to blow it up. Maybe I'd rather trade McTavish. Just give up on McTavish. Because 13 points in 28 games, he's been bad the last season. And in the playoffs, he was horrible. Maybe give Chikrin the chance still, because Chikrin, he wasn't bad last year. McTavish was. Maybe just scratch him for a few games, see how we can do, and then see how the defensive changes went. This is a big move. Then we won't have to make them retain any, which is nice because that could cause problems. And we're giving them a guy who's not like super offensive, like he does other stuff I'm sure on the ice, who's struggled a bit, but he had 75 points 3 seasons ago. He's 25. He's not making much money. I feel like we could get something back. They're not looking to move any forwards, but if McTavish is gone, we should look at what our forwards look like. So we're going 1, 2, 3. So it's Marner, Zegras, Kucherov, Carlson, Terry, Byfield. Then it's Moore is on the 4th line, but he could move up to the 3rd line. Stamkos will have to play center, which is obviously okay. So maybe we could go Stamkos, Hemming, Leach to give the young guy a shot, and then go more And then we have two guys. Oh, more Gaucher. And then bring up Petre or one of those guys. I think we'll keep it from the system because it's not like anybody's really doing well. I guess, yeah, it was our power play. I'm assuming McTavish is on our power play, so that might mess it up. Let's get like their second from next year and say that's fair. There we go. That's a big move. But we're going to have to start blowing it up if we want to think about... Yeah. So...